top 100 shirts in Merch by Amazon is going to give you a good idea of what is really popular, what kind of trends are going on, what are people currently buying a ton of. That doesn't necessarily mean we want to go into those niches, because typically those niches have a lot of competition, but I'll show you what I mean here. So we'll just click search, and we will come down. So I searched the top 100 by 1 to 100,000 sales rank, Merch by Amazon in the US. And this is going to show you the best selling t-shirts on Merch by Amazon. So if you aren't a native English speaker, or you are not familiar with some of these brands, so if you see Stranger Things, you cannot do a design on Stranger Things. No infringing on Netflix or any of their shows. But the first thing I see here is this is still this was popular before I left to go to Seattle, and when I come back, it's still selling. BSR of 8,887 at full price. Okay, the average BSR for the past 30 days. If you guys are not looking at this statistic right here, you're definitely missing out, because what this means is this is going to be the average sales rank over a month period. And if you are looking at the sales rank as it sits today, or in this case, the Merch Hunter updates once per day, this could be very, very, very misleading, because it might have sold a bunch and then it hasn't sold in a week. But what this is going to tell you is that over the past 30 days, it's averaged about 10.5 thousand bestsellers rank, which means it sells a lot of shirts. So if you are not familiar with this, the first thing you want to do when you see a shirt like this is click on this little eye. I feel like a lot of people are missing this aspect, and this little eye gives you this graph, which is incredibly important. One, it's going to show you the title and features in ASIN. It's also going to run through all their features and titles to make sure that there's no trademarks. Now, there are trademarks for single word phrases. Typically, those can be ignored. What we're looking for here is any longer phrases, 2-3 word phrases that might actually get you in trouble. Now, I don't see any, but we're just doing our research. This is something to keep in mind. But this little graph right here is what I'm looking at. So you can see that they've kept their price on this shirt pretty high, $19.99. They never actually changed it. But you have the bestsellers rank here was 169,000, which means it was probably selling anywhere between maybe 2-3 a day. And then, as you see, it drops down 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. So I know if you guys are watching this, you're going to tell me that this is super saturated, and it is. But a good way, if you want to go into these huge niches like this, a good way to do it is, one, come up with a unique design. Do not just copy this, because if you open this up here, as you see, it's been taken down already. So we leave everything in the database for about a week, just to make sure that if you do come in here and you click on this design and it shows dogs, like I did right here, it's basically a huge red flag to you that you do not want to put a design up there because it had an issue, they were infringing on someone else, so on and so forth. What's up, Kristen? How you doing? So anyways, this niche still popular, pretty incredible. Let's keep going here. After I look at the top 100, we're actually going to dig into some more specific research. I have just been away for a bit, so I want to see if any new trends are showing up. Again, you have a lot of brands in the best-selling stuff on Amazon. Don't infringe on Queen. It's the easiest way to get your account banned, and you don't want that. Like MTV brand, Shane Dawson brand. I would stay away from all this mommy, daddy, shark stuff. Slipknot brand, don't tread on me. I probably wouldn't do that, but that's probably something I would stay away from. We got some Trump stuff. Lion King. Did Lion King come out already? I know that that's pretty popular. Not sure if it came out already. If you guys could do me a huge favor and share this in any groups that you're in, make sure we get a few other people in here. I'm recording this, so I'll throw it up on YouTube later, but keep going. Let's see. Class of 2032. So this kind of stuff is evergreen. It's been selling since March started. A lot of Lion King stuff. Let's see. Sarcasm. Yes. Okay, so when when I went to Seattle, we went fishing, and this seems to be something that's just blowing up. This is probably the easiest way to get your account in trouble. Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, and that is some sort of, I think it's an alcoholic drink. Would not do that. I would not do that at all. As you see, it's still up, but this is probably going to be yanked down by the time any of you guys are watching this on replay, once Amazon catches on. I did see when I was coming here earlier, there's a few more of these. I thought there was a lot of Lion King stuff. Let's see, Iron Maiden, straight out of my 30s. But yeah, so someone on the boat was drinking this stuff, and if you're not familiar with the designs that you are putting out, do not make a design about it, because that is a brand, and you will be infringing on the brand, and that's going to get you in big trouble. Farsane, the maturation date for Area 51 is September 20th, the supposed raid date. That is correct, which it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Probably not much of anything if I were to bet. But again, guys, when you're going through here, I mean, what I notice right away is that your designs don't need to be super special to get a ton of sales. Make racism wrong again. This probably took this guy a whole 3.5 seconds to type that out. Super simple. Here's another one. Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. This is probably someone trying to improve on that other guy's design, not knowing that he is infringing on a brand and he's going to get pretty screwed over simply because he didn't actually take the time to look up what he's doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, just don't do it. What you're looking for is you want to be unique, you want to get designs up that don't look like everyone else's, and you want to find niches that are selling. Alright, so again, you see another Area 51. Let's see. Yep, this one's taken down too, so I haven't been around for a few days. Maybe they're actually clenching down on this. Maybe there's some trademark issues here. Let's see here. Wonder if someone Area 51 might be causing an issue. I'm not sure. Haven't been around. I'm not going to dive deep into that. You guys probably do not want to see that. We'll keep going down here. So anyways, I don't see anything super new and trending except for Lion King, and we are not ever going to go into infringing on big movies. That's probably your ticket out of Merch by Amazon, so don't do that. Let's go over the product search. What this is going to do is going to show you the best selling designs per keyword. So why that's really important is, let's say you're going into Amazon, you're looking up a keyword, it's going to show you what's actively selling for that keyword so that you can pick apart their listing and say, okay, is this person using these keywords in their listing in this certain way? If so, maybe I want to replicate the way they're using their keywords. You don't want to replicate their design. You don't want to rip them off. You want to come to market with something unique. But it's just like any business. If you see that a competitor is doing something and it's working, figure out why it's working and then implement that in your own business. This has been happening since the dawn of time, and anyone who says otherwise is probably not treating Merch by Amazon like a business. So, you know what? What was I looking at here? I was probably looking, I was looking at the keyword dog. All right, so these are the best-selling dog shirts. We'll get into what I was going to do in a minute here. Dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt. So again, if you click on this little details button, it'll tell you some information about the product. And let's see, doesn't look like really anything is trademarked in here that you need to worry about. The single word phrases typically are just fine to use. It's priced at $16.99, so I know a lot of people don't like that, but this makes this shirt competitive. Cute design. But what I'm really looking at here is the sales rank graph. As you can see, didn't sell. And when it's not selling, the sales rank is going up. So the higher the sales rank, it'll slowly drift upward as you don't make sales. And all of a sudden it hit a max sales rank of almost 3 million, which means this thing's maybe sold once in the last month. It sells at least once, down to 531,000. Sold. It's sold. So every time you see something, a dip in the sales rank means it sold at least once. So 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales, 4 sales, and then it kind of hovers around down here, which means it's making continuous sales. So that is what we like to see. Dogs, probably one of the biggest niches on Amazon, because everyone sits down and they go, well, most people own dogs, let's make a dog design. And then they throw it up, and the most likely outcome is they don't actually do the research, and they end up getting very upset that their very, very simplistic dog design isn't making any sales. So if you take a look here, I'm going to show you the easiest way to make something unique in a niche like this to stand out. So it says, dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt. Okay, so we're gonna head over to merchresearch.com. It'll bring you to this page, and we'll just say dogs make me happy. Search t-shirts. 176 results. Basically every single shirt says the same exact thing. This one's a little different. You not so much. This has been overdone. Humans make my head hurt. Every single one is just literally all they're doing is using a different graphic. And that's pretty low effort, guys. Pretty low effort. So the way I would do this, if I was going into this niche, is I might switch it up. I might say, let's see, dogs make me happy. We'll keep that part. Okay, first let's do a test check on it. Just to make sure here. Dogs make me happy. Let's see. Mugs, cups. Mugs and cups. So we should be fine. Looks like just mugs and cups. If you aren't familiar with what I'm doing here, youtube.com, search for Merch Informer. I've done plenty of videos on how to use the USPTO. Let's see here. Mark information, goods and services. So yeah, it's mugs and cups. And we're not selling mugs and cups. Most people on this live are not selling mugs and cups. So that makes it pretty easy for us. So it says, dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt. The first thing I would do is, I personally know that dog adoption, huge niche. Okay, tons and tons and tons of people want to adopt dogs. They, against puppy farms, so on and so forth. So I would say dogs make me happy, humans make me sad. So let's just search for that quick. Humans make me sad. All right, so 2 results, and there's a whole lot of nothing here. Okay, so I would say dogs make me happy, humans make me sad. I would get a completely different design created. I would probably rearrange the wording a little bit. And then at the very bottom, in huge letters, I might just say, adopt. So what you're doing there is you're taking a huge niche, aka dogs, which have thousands and thousands and thousands of shirts. I mean, if you just go in here and type in dogs. Remember, when we search for dog up here, it's pulling back the top 200 best selling designs for that keyword. It's not going to show everything because you don't want to look at the 4,000th shirt for dog, because that's not going to do you a whole lot of good. So just on the first page, it says over 10,000 results. I'm sure if you get on here to like the third page, now there's over 50,000 results, and people wonder why they're not selling in these big niches. Is because they're not differentiating themselves from anyone else. They're using the same phrases. They're not running ads. They're not optimizing their keywords. And they're going into Facebook groups and getting mad. So the easiest way to do this is literally you can keep part of the phrase. I just say, dogs make me happy, humans make me sad, hashtag adopt or something like that. And it basically blends 2 niches. 1, you have this huge dog niche. 2, you have this huge adoption niche. You blend them together with a phrase that currently is not on Amazon. Okay, so we don't even have anything for humans make me sad. There's not a single shirt there. So you're basically coming to market in 2 niches that sell, because you can come down here and see the BSR for this shirt, 47,000. We'll take a look at this graph one more time. It's didn't sell, sold, and then continues to sell down here. So we're taking that data so we know what is actively selling, and then we're switching it up, and we are coming to the market with 1, a unique design. So we're not ripping anyone off. No one can actually sit there and complain that you're ripping anyone off. 2, you're coming to the market with a different phrase that literally does not exist on Amazon. And 3, you're going to be putting up a design in 2 big niches, adoption and just dogs, right? They kind of cross together. So there's a huge market for buyers there. That the shirts that you found when doing your research are selling. So literally the last piece of the puzzle is all you have to do is come in here, look at the keywords, maybe look at the keyword finder over here, pull out the keywords that make the most sense for your design and integrate them into your actual listing. Because if you don't, if you come up with your own unique phrases, you get some designs created. 1, they have to be good. So if they're not good, tough luck. That's not going to sell. But if they're good, you have to optimize your listing. Which, if you're optimizing your listing, let's say we put up an actual shirt Once the shirt is up, this is my test account, so I'll just show you. I'd probably head over to the merch tracker. I'd enter the ASIN. So once the shirt is live on Amazon, I'd enter the ASIN here, and I'd add some keywords. So you see this pop socket right here. Not my pop socket. Again, test account. We put in cactus pop socket, ranking 13. So if I were doing this with the design that we just, made up, I'd put it up on Amazon, put the ASIN in here. I'd enter the keywords that I want to rank for, and then I'd come back and I'd check probably every week, every 2 weeks, and maybe after a month I would see where I'm ranking. Am I making sales? And if I'm not making sales, go back into your listing and optimize it a little more. Switch around some keywords, maybe change your sentence structure a little bit, because Amazon is definitely, like, their algorithm is very, very finicky, kind of hard to figure out. But it's a trifecta, guys. You have to come in with good designs, good optimization, and good research. Hey, Tara. Oh, man, I haven't even looked at chat. Hey, Tim. Hey, Yassine. Hey, Farsane. Dog Halloween niche. And Halloween's a ways out. Okay, so Farsane brings up a good point. So if you're doing Halloween, I would stay away from the merch hunter, stay away from the product search. All of that is going to be great if, the stuff right now is selling well. But for holidays, they only seem to take off a month or two before the holiday, and then after the holiday, they completely die out. If you want to put up Halloween stuff right now and you're just sitting back like, well, how do I figure out what people actually want to buy? Because there's two groups of thoughts here, okay? There's the people that, one, they're just going to make what they want. They don't care what the customer wants. They're just going to put up whatever they think and hope someone buys it, which I think is the worst possible way to run a business. Or two, you figure out what the customers want, and you give them something better than what is on the market, which is how every single business that runs as a business is actually conducted. So head over to, let's see where it is, the merch archive. And when is Halloween? October? I don't want to... We'll just go back here. So this is going to give you a big calendar. And we'll just pick the 1st of October, click search. And what this is going to do is it's going to show you a whole almost year ago now. Okay, on Monday the 1st, October 2018, it's going to show you the top 500 results along with the lowest price, highest price, and average price of what customers actually wanted a year ago. If you're not taking advantage of, like, this is literally just a calendar, guys, so you can go in here and look up any type of niche, any type of, seasonal trending. You can look up the mushroom. I always like to use mushrooms in my example. So what am I trying to say here? Like not the holiday, but the season that people pick mushrooms. Go back and look, and you'll see in these top 500 that a lot of people were making a lot of sales. Like, look at this. Monthly sales over 1,300 for something like this. Now, that doesn't mean you should go out and make a Trumpkin design. That's been done 1.5 million times. But this is a good starting point to show you, like, what were people actually buying and why were they buying it. So we'll see if any of these are actually still up. So you might see currently unavailable. That's just because the ASIN changed. Okay, so this is probably still on Amazon. But just a dabbing skeleton. There's so much you can do here. Like, you can come up with your own unique phrases, your own little skeleton with maybe he's not even dabbing, maybe he's dancing, or maybe there's a new dance that takes off. Instead of the floss or the dabbing or whatever, maybe there's a new one before Halloween, and then you can include that and know that you stand a pretty good chance of making a sale because you're jumping on one Halloween and you're jumping on a trend and you're mixing them up, just like we talked about in the very beginning. But this is super helpful. Like, okay, one, don't do this. Star Wars, don't do this. Marvel, definitely don't do this. I know a bunch of people got banned because of the M&M thing. I teach the cutest. So the first example that we went over of taking two niches and blending them together, you're going to start seeing this all the time if that's what you're looking for. So this person right here blended together Halloween and the teaching niche. So two huge niches. They didn't really change this up. I've seen this 1 million times, but you can start to blend two different niches together with unique phrases. Switch things up, and that will differentiate yourself from the 50,000 other shirts that are trying to go into that niche. And if you want to further put some drive behind those designs, then actually go in and, set up some AMS. You can keep it real cheap, like $1, $2 a day, $5 a day, and just test it out. Let's see, don't mess with Momosaurus. Probably wouldn't do that. Definitely wouldn't do a Mickey Mouse skeleton, but this is from Disney, it looks like. But you can come in here and see the people, costumes, big niche in costumes. So you can start doing your research on, okay, what kind of costumes are going to be popular coming up. Very, very overdone saying, but this was selling incredibly well. So when it comes to actual like Halloween and different designs that are seasonal because of holidays, you want to make sure that you get your stuff up early, you differentiate yourself, and you're actually coming in here and looking at what people were interested in buying. And two, you don't want to be infringing. Like, you'll come in here and be like, wow, people were really into the Planet Pizza t-shirts. And then you sit back and you do a little bit of research and you realize, okay, Planet Pizza is from Toy Story. Probably shouldn't do that. But when you can find stuff like, some days you have to put on the hat and remind them who they're dealing with. I think that's from a play. You'll notice, you'll start to notice when you go through the merch archive that Merch by Amazon's gotten a lot better at taking down people that have issues. So the people that were infringing, the people that are, just throwing up a bunch of crap designs that are infringing on people's IP, that's going down a lot. So, I mean, you could take Trump designs and you could spin them into Halloween designs, something different than the Trumpkin design. Okay, that's something you could do. You guys just need to get creative with it. But that doesn't mean you should just sit back and make whatever you want and then hope that someone buys it. Because that's wasting your time, and it's wasting Amazon's time with you putting up a bunch of stuff that no one wants. Okay, that doesn't help either party. So we can come in here, let's see. Some of these are pretty good. I would never do this, but that's funny. But yeah. Let's see. ASIN, not as sorry. Look at the top left for new as in reroute. Or saying, I am not sure what you're talking about. Thanks for doing this. Much appreciated. Appreciate you watching. For change Asians, Amazon put a link in the top left of the page. Oh, did they? Let's see. This one. Good catch. So yeah, as you can see, this one right here, simplistic design, and I'm telling you guys, don't do a pumpkin dabbing skeleton, but you can mix, Halloween kind of costumes, and this person mix, both of those with whatever popular dance was there. So if something popular comes out that's not trademarked or saying that all the kids are saying, so on and so forth, integrate those into your designs, and as you can tell, it definitely paid off for this person. There's 22 reviews. Still selling pretty well at 687,000 bestsellers rank. Come down here, you can read the reviews. I typically read the reviews. If there's one or two on a shirt that I find, I will read the reviews, because some people are like, I hate this. Some people say, I love this. But the ones you're looking for are the people that are like, hey, you misspelled this, or I really wish it said this. And you can search that on Amazon and say, wait a minute, this person actually wanted a t-shirt that said this. It doesn't exist. Maybe I should make it, because if one person wants it, I'm assuming if you are taking the niche and blending it in with something popular, aka Halloween, then you stand a good chance of selling it. So let's go back. Product search. So anyways, I found, first of all, let's make a favorites folder. Add category. If you guys are watching this, I know we are kind of in the middle of things. Click on the link above, 7-day free trial for Merch Informer. You guys can follow along with me while I'm doing this. And I might do a live tomorrow going over some of the other stuff, because this is probably going to be a shorter one. But sign up. There's no credit card. You can follow along. You can actually do your research for Q4 right around the corner. So that's going to be a big earning season for everyone. But before I get back to it, let's make a categories. We'll just say this is, live research. So we will save that. And right here, so we're in our favorites in Merch Informer. You see there's not a single favorite in here. But what we want to do is, I want to revisit this design, maybe when I'm not on a live, try to mix it up a little bit, more so than what we talked about. But we talked about that just to get your gears turning, try to give you some ideas. So we'll click the little heart there, and it's going to say, hey, where do you want to save it to the favorites? Well, we just made this favorites category, and just click submit. And you'll see, bam, it's saved. So in the future, after I'm done doing this, maybe an hour or so, I come back and I want to download those designs to a CSV file, maybe add some notes to it. I can come in here, click on this, I see, okay, this one's in here, and then I can download the product list, which will download all the details of that shirt, where I can then make notes and, you know, change things up, make sure I'm coming to the market with unique products. Hey Steve, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So anyways, let's get back to what I was actually going to do before, which is I went fishing. So we're just going to type in salmon and click search. While we're doing that, let's clear some of this stuff out. Dogs make me happy. Yeah, I mean, so many people tend to either shy away from the big group, like the big niches, or they go into the big niches without doing their research, and they're wondering why things aren't selling. And it's really easy to actually spend the extra 5 minutes to go through your designs, change things up, make sure you're unique, but that you're also in the niches where people are spending money. Because there's so many people that will message me and they'll say, hey, you know, I watched your research video, I went into this niche, and nothing is sold in the last 8 hours. What is wrong? And one, I have to tell them, okay, 8 hours, definitely not enough time. You want to wait a month or two. Two, your design says the exact same thing that 58,000 other designs at Merch by Amazon have. So right away, the minute you upload, you are so far behind. You're probably on page 3,000. No one is ever going to find that unless you optimize the listing or put AMS behind it. And even then, there's going to be people in those niches that are doing that exact same thing. So let's see. I typed in salmon here. Come down, silly salmon, fish whisperer. Let's see. Maybe if I type in, as you see, a lot of these, I mean, this is fly fishing, these are sushi. So basically what's happening on the screen is these people are, they're doing exactly what I went over before. They're taking two niches, in this case salmon and sushi, blending them together, and what you see is a very successful shirt. Fly fishing and salmon, 14 reviews. Let's see here. I'll tell you why I'm searching salmon. One, I went fishing, and two, on the fishing boat I saw this chart he had printed out because it was in the Pacific. So let's just see how many results are out there for Pacific. I can spell Pacific salmon. Okay. Let's see. Let's actually search that in Merch Informer so we can get a filtered view here. Pacific salmon, and we'll let that go. Love listening to this stuff while I'm working. Neil's been slacking. I haven't been around, Steve. I'm sorry. Let's see. Kristen, suppose I found a new niche with 0 listings. How can I be sure that people are or will be looking for the phrase I use or niche I just discovered by using Amazon search bar, or do I have anything better to get the info for the demand? So, Kristen, you want to look at the overarching niche. So, can you give me an example of what you're talking about? Or, I mean, let's just say you're doing a, I don't know, for example purposes, maybe like a dabbing design, right? But in your specific design, it's Santa Claus doing the dabbing dance. So your overarching niche for that t-shirt, it wouldn't be dabbing, it wouldn't be Santa Claus, it would probably be Christmas. So you'd want to come into Merch Informer, go to the product search, type in Christmas, or do what I was showing earlier. I'm not sure if you were around. Come down here to the merch archive, go back and look at the Christmas shirts, and then you can pull out the keywords for Christmas. Because what you don't want to find specific demand for specific shirts necessarily. You want to find demand for the niche as a whole. Because if there is demand for the niche as a whole, there is room for you to put up your unique designs and bring back royalties inside of those big niches. What's up, Stefan? All right, it looks like this is back. Okay, so let's see if there's any data on this shirt. This is exactly very similar to what I saw on the boat. So, as you can see right here, I always look at this graph. If you guys, haven't used Merch Informer, get the link at the top, get it, and do exactly what I'm doing. Do some searches, either product search, merch hunter, and the first thing you want to do when you find a good design is click on this little details button. It literally just looks like an eye, kind of hidden. Look at this graph. This graph is so important, and I feel like people really miss out by not looking at this, because this is going to show you data over time. This is what I base the majority of my decisions on, to make sure that it's consistently selling. I mean, the last thing I want is to put in effort for one design and then it sells maybe once, maybe never sells. And I'm stuck going, well, okay, I paid someone for that design, or I spent my own time on that design, and I just get frustrated. I want to see consistent sales. So the way you read this graph is when it goes up, the sales rank is in purple here. When it goes up, it's not selling. So it's not selling, it's not selling. So between May 16th and June 8th, it didn't sell. We got up here to almost 6 million sellers rank. So if it doesn't sell, it slowly drifts up to like 30 million plus sales rank, which means it's so lost, you're never going to find it. And then as you see, bam, it sells at least once, doesn't sell, sells again. So every time the graph drops, it means it's a sale. So sale, didn't sell, sale, didn't sell, sale. So in a few months here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 sales. And I'd say 4 sales over a few months consistently, right? You build up your catalog of designs that are going to bring in 4 sales every few months. Maybe it sells once a month and you have 10,000 designs. While everyone else is wondering why their dog niche shirt didn't sell with the same phrase that everyone else is using, you're going to sit there bringing in royalties and you're going to be pretty happy. So let's actually open this up, look on Amazon. Pretty easy design, Pacific salmon, and it shows you all the salmon that you can get in the Pacific. Chinook, chum, coho, pink, and sockeye. Now, these kind of look like really crappy clip arts to me. If we just go to Google and we type in, I don't know, pink salmon, they might look like this when they're spawning, but I'm telling you, if you go fishing, they look a lot more like this or like this. Okay, or like this. So if you are a designer, you can come in here, make your own design, and then the first thing I thought of after I saw this, or I came up with the idea on the boat, funny enough, and I come home and I look, and what would you know, there's already one up here. But if you go over here, search t-shirts, one shirt, this might be the same guy without the texts. Okay, t-shirts, maybe this guy's copying this guy. Really, it's the same design. So there's one design here, one design. This is basically the same design, and that's it. That's literally it. Out of 24 results, there's one design that shows what kind of salmon are in the Pacific Ocean. So literally the next thing I thought of was, okay, one, I could do a design like that, get my own illustrations, or maybe I use actual pictures, cut them out. Not really sure. But the next thing I think of is, are there salmon in the Atlantic? So I don't know, Atlantic salmon, the other side of the coast. Well, look at that. Look at that. There, that looks like an Atlantic salmon. So then I do a little bit of research here, because again, if I'm going to put up a design, I don't want to be an idiot and just put up whatever I see first. I want to actually make sure I know what I'm talking about, because if you put up a design in a fishing niche and you aren't familiar at all with fishing, you will not get a sale. No fisherman is going to want to buy from you. So yes, Atlantic salmon is a thing. It's on the Atlantic Ocean, as you see over here. So literally, you could come in here, close this out. Let's do Atlantic. And I'm doing it in Merch Research and not in Merch Informer, simply because I know that there's like no results for this. It says 31 results, but Atlantic Salmon Hunter, there's not a chart. Right, so the first thing when we came back to this is we're looking for a chart. I don't see a single chart here. So easy niche. And again, we're blending 2 niches together. Okay, I just came up with this while I was out fishing. You take fishing, huge niche. Everyone's copying everyone else. They're using the same phrases, the same everything. And you can just go in and actually differentiate yourself. There's only one design that shows up like this. And if you go and you look at like like a salmon chart, you're going to find a lot of government agencies actually release these charts that show you what kind of salmon is in what waters. So really, really easy to come up with. And if you target keywords that are one related to salmon, but also the overarching niche, super easy to start making sales in these huge niches because fishing is big. So using that same example, this is what I was looking at earlier. When I was on the boat, I was talking to some guy on the boat, and he said he went drift boat fishing. So drift boat, okay, 28 results. You could do this. I don't see a single chart in here. You could literally do a chart style, like we saw Merchant Informer right here. Open this up again. As you see, sail, 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 sail. You could do a chart style design with what you can catch drift boat fishing. You could literally just change this up and just says drift boat fishing with whatever fish and what area you're selling to, and then enter your keywords. It's literally as easy as that. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Let's see. All right, let's see. So let's go to the Social Hunter. We're gonna look on Etsy, and we're gonna type in salmon shirt and see what comes back. And while we're waiting for this, does anyone have any questions in the chat? I see there's plenty of you guys on. Kind of a random live, but let's see. Let's close some of this stuff out. Yeah, again, going back to that Atlantic salmon example, it looks like they are in the northern Atlantic. I'm not sure if there's more than one. There might only be one, so you could do the chart style with only like a single one. I'm looking at Etsy here. Doesn't really look like much for the salmon stuff. So let's go back. With Pinterest, salmon, if I could spell correctly. I have an angle on pumpkin spice as 0 results. We'll work on them this weekend. Nice. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Pumpkin spice goes well with what holiday? Fall. I mean, I guess that's not a holiday. It's more of a season, right? But, you know, fall designs sell incredibly well. And when you blend two designs together, there's a lot you can do there. Salmon birth totem. Salmon people navigate life. Okay, so look, guys, I'm just scrolling through the Social Hunter inside a Merchant Informer. You can pick Etsy or Pinterest. Now, a lot of this stuff that shows up is going to be, you know, it's got a lot of repins, it's recipes, but what I'm looking for, I literally just scroll down. Where is it? And I saw this, which looks quite strange. Salmon birth totem. It says salmon people navigate life with contagious enthusiasm and inspiring generosity of spirit. Okay, that's a little weird. Let's see. Let's just type in salmon people. Is that even a thing on Amazon? I'm guessing not. Pretend I'm a salmon. Nope. So, I mean, even though you typed in salmon people, it's really not talking about like spirit animal type stuff. On this turn of the medicine wheel, Salmon's lessons is to dial down the drama and just be. If you are into all of the... I don't even know what you would call this. If you're into this, you can look on Amazon here. There's nothing. Okay? Now, if I were doing this for real and I was looking at a bigger niche, I'd probably go here, I'd type in salmon, then I would go inside a Merchant Informer and look at the product search, because if there's a lot of results, if there's more than like 10 results, I want to be able to, one, come in here, look at the shirts that are selling in order of how they're selling. Because if they're out of order and I come in and I find a shirt and it's not selling at all, but it's inside the niche, not really interested in looking at that, because I'm interested in making money just like you guys are. So I would come in here. If it's a bigger niche, again, click on that little eye there, and it's going to show you over time what you want to be looking at, because this graph right here is going to tell you, did people buy it once or are people continually buying it? And that's what you want. Another thing to keep in mind with fishing is put designs on light colored shirts. For example, in Alabama, it's like 110 heat index day. No one in their right mind would be wearing a black shirt when fishing today, so understand the niche, like Neil says. That is a very, very good point. I unfortunately wore a black shirt fishing, and it was very hot. But I live in Colorado, so I don't fish very often. So again, know your niche. It's first saying it's salmon season, like seasoning. I like it. You are always very good at coming up with the play on words. Heat index 107. Yeah, so when it's hot outside, well, and especially you have to think about that too. We have more opportunities than just t-shirts, right? So if you're doing tank tops and everything, tank tops, people wear them when it's hot outside. People wear shirts when it's hot outside. People wear shirts all the time, but I feel like most people wear tank tops when it's really warm. So color is definitely something to keep in mind. Also, you need to think about the niche itself. Okay, so if you're doing like a hardcore, biker niche, you're not really going to be selling like baby blue t-shirts to people who drive Harleys, is my assumption. I haven't seen it. I might be completely off base here, but keep that in mind when you guys are looking around. So anyways, going back to the example, I'm just going to show you guys a few more things before I pop off here. Once you put a design up, like I will probably put a design up similar to this, but a little bit different for Pacific. I will do one maybe for drift boat fishing. I mean, you can go through here and you can think of all the different types of fishing and make charts. Because this is the only chart one for Pacific salmon, the only design, and there's a lot of different types of fishing that you can do. So once I were to put that up, I would come in here to the merch tracker, and a lot of people, most people watching this are probably just putting up their designs and hoping they sell and never looking at them again because they have, 100,000 designs up. And that's great if you have 100,000 designs up, but wouldn't it be a lot better if you had 100,000 designs up that were actually selling instead of, you have 100,000 designs and maybe like 1,500 are moving. So I take the ASIN, the easy way to get an ASIN, you just go to the shirt here. Scroll down here, you would take the ASIN right here, copy that, throw it in here. Let's go ahead and do that. Click save. There you go, popped in there. I'd enter a keyword or two, and when you enter a keyword, it's going to show up down here. And then every day you can come in here, and as you can see, so I added this a long time ago, this pop socket. And once you enter it in here, every single day it's going to go through and actually graph this stuff out for you. So if you're in your real account, again, this is my dummy account that I show for the lives and everything. If you're in your real account, this page could be full of all your shirts with the keyword tracking here, and you would be able to come in here and say, okay, how are my products actually doing, instead of just guessing or looking at your sales report, which really isn't helpful when you have thousands of designs that you need to actually be moving. But if you have 1,000 designs and you're only selling 20 of them, that's a problem. So in order to figure out that problem and fix it, you need to be tracking that stuff. So I'd come in here and I'd track it. And then the second thing I would do is I'd probably head over to the trademarks, either Trademark Alerts or Trademark Hunter. The Trademark Hunter, you enter in a CSV, or you can do a single one here via your ASIN. And what this is going to do is every single day it will scan your title, your features, and your description. And this is super important because I can't even tell you how many times I put up a shirt, and 1 year later, the shirt's doing great. Some person trademarks a phrase, and the USPTO, the good old USPTO, lets the trademark through, and the first thing they do is email Amazon to take all the stuff down. So what this is going to do is going to give you a heads up like, okay, registered, approved publication, or pending. And if you have something in here, if you check back every day and it shows up and you say, okay, there's a pending trademark for one of these main phrases I'm using, then you can either, one, go to the trademark watchdogs and file a letter of protest, which you should be doing, or two, if you see that, okay, something just got registered, you do a little research and you're like, okay, this might be a problem. I don't want to get a strike on my account. You can go in and remove the shirt. As much as that kind of sucks, I would rather have a clean account than a bunch of removals. So keep that in mind. Smoked salmon, not weed. See, again, Farsane, two big niches. Combining them, I don't know if that would necessarily sell as well. It might. I might focus more on like Munchie type stuff, but who knows? Amen. We're in Bama also. Black shirt in the summer is very uncomfortable, even though I like wearing black. Yeah, it gets hot living in the desert. Haven't been to Alabama in a long time, but it's hot there. It's hot here. It's hot everywhere, man. It's very, very warm. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Again, if you don't have Merch Informer and you just like listening to my voice here, I think that you should grab the free trial that we have above. It's 7 days, so it's a week. There's no card required or anything. You can actually rewatch this video and go through exactly what I was showing you and kind of do your own research. Get ready for Q4. That's the other thing I want to talk about. It's literally right around the corner here. We're all going to see sales start picking up. You guys want to be doing your research and uploading now, not in 2 months, not in 3 months, definitely not in 4. You want to be doing it right now. So this is, we're going to keep that link open for 2 more days. This is to help you guys get ready to make a lot of money in Q4. We're going to be closing down in 2 days, so don't message me in 3 days mad that you didn't click the link. Make sure to click that. Do you think BSRs will be affected when they move existing in bulk? What do you mean by that, Matthew? Do you mean move existing as in they sell 50 shirts to one person? Because I've definitely noticed that the sales rank will go down more if it's sold to multiple people and not just one person. Like, you'll still get a huge decrease. It just won't be as big as if 50 different people bought the shirts instead of one person buying 50 shirts. But that is why when you're doing research here, especially in the Merch Hunter, I always look at this, okay? This column right here. I don't even look at this one. I look at these because you want to look at the averages. Averages are king when you're doing research here. When they when they move this, okay. No, I don't think they'll be affected at all. I hope not. Let's just put it that way. I really hope not. They already messed up once when they moved the ASINs. I think they learned from that, but I guess we will see. Let's see. I started using the merch tracker, but I have just a couple of designs. I didn't add keywords. So I should add all my designs there. Is that correct? Let me find it here. For the merch tracker, I would definitely add all the designs that you actually may be struggling with. You're not sure if they will sell well. So the purpose of the tracker is to, one, track your keywords and to help you optimize your listings in order to get them selling. So if you have a shirt up that's selling once per day, I might not necessarily add it. However, I might add it just to see where I'm ranking and see, okay, maybe I'm ranking 3rd for Cactus Pop Socket. This isn't mine, but let's say I'm ranking 3rd. This one's ranking 13th, and I go on Amazon and I say, okay, how can I get that up the page a little bit more? Because if you start moving up the page above the fold, you're going to make a lot more sales. So maybe you want to go from 1 sale a day on that shirt, Pop Socket, sweatshirt, you name it, to 10 a day, which is definitely possible if you can get up the page. So in order to get up the page, you might want to revisit the actual product, and that's why you track keywords. Because if you track the keyword and you say, okay, I'm ranking 20th, and your goal is to rank top 10, then leave it for a while, let the sales roll in, see what's going on, and then revisit it and see if, okay, can I add that keyword anywhere else? Maybe you want to add synonyms to the product. You can find the synonyms over here. Synonym suggest in a listing optimizer. But synonyms, the product, you want to make sure it's in the title. Again, you don't want to keyword stuff anything. You want a good experience for the actual buyer. But the merch tracker is all about figuring out how to optimize what you already have up. This is really, really important. When are you going to finish your Merch Academy course? The Merch Academy course is pretty much finished. If there's something you want me to add, drop it in the comments. But it basically, the Merch Academy, I'll just show you here. You guys can come up here, go to Merch Academy, put it up here. And this is literally just a video course, completely free for anyone who's in Merch Informer. These are like hour-long videos. And it goes through and it basically will take you from, I have no idea how to do Merch by Amazon, to here's the workflow, here's what you should be doing, here's what you can think about doing, this is how I do my research, so on and so forth. So it's a pretty long video course, but if you guys have the time and want to actually figure out how you can make more sales upcoming, especially in Q4, highly recommend you go through these. The merch lister alone is worth the money. The rest is all great bonus. Thank you. Yeah, the merch lister, here I can just show you that too. Chrome extension over here. So if you are part of Merch Informer, again, click the free trial link. It's completely free for a week. You can click the merch lister, Merch Informer lister right here. It'll bring you to this Chrome extension page. There's a lot of people using it, okay? And if you aren't one of the people using it, you're basically getting left behind because this speeds up your process 10x over doing this stuff manually. You can add profiles here. I don't know if we have very many, but you can add profiles. This is kind of an older screenshot for the multi-lister beta. And literally, it's a single click. You hotkey it to a button, and it fills out every single thing except for uploading your image. So you upload your image, you make a profile in the Merch Informer lister, you add your title, your bullets, your keywords, your colors, your price, everything. You click one key and it fills out every single part of the Merch by Amazon upload. It's I cringe at how much time I wasted before we actually made this uploading to Merch manually. It's terrible. It's terrible. So if you guys want to click the link above, it's free. Come over here, add this to Chrome, and you can get going with that. So if you have 1,000 uploads a day, you can easily do your 1,000 uploads a day. If you have 1,000 designs, again, you want to make sure your 1,000 designs are good, they're well researched. But in order to get all those up, someone else might be doing it manually. How can I upload this one at a time? And you're like, okay, I did 1,000 in 2-3 hours. So pretty easy. Thoughts on getting a pattern maker in the designer? Example, upload an image and you can scale it to have multiple images of that. Upload for a pop socket. Are you, Matthew, would that be similar to the automation that we did in the designer? Let me just log in here. So let's say you have this nice shirt here. Shirt title. We'll make this, again, this designer completely free for anyone who has Merch Informer. And let's add change text. Okay. Look at that beautiful design I just created. So basically, if you guys are doing scale designs at all, this is super helpful. You can come in here, make your design, and when you're making your design, you're probably going to actually put, actual text and images and so forth. But if you want to go through and change out one box of text, and you have, 50 variants that would make the design really good in well-researched niches, literally all you do is you select the text box that you want to change 50 plus times, 100 plus times, 1,000 plus times. So you just click that, you click this little box here that says text variants, and then you upload it with a text file, so TXT or a CSV. If you just come through and you upload that, you can put as many variants you want, one per line. Like upload variants, you'd upload the file. I don't have one on this computer. And then all you'd have to do is click on download. And it will go through one by one and spit out every single variation of your design. So if you have 800 different variations, I don't think I'd recommend that. But if you did, you could upload it and get 800 designs by using the Merch Informer designer here. Let's see. You can't just move one side of an image to fit a box. It scales uniformly. Steve, what do you mean by that? Also, Matthew, let's see. Example, I have a baseball. I want multiple baseballs with a black background, but only have a PNG on the one baseball. Yeah, so I think what you're saying, Matthew, is that'd be similar to this, but with images? Do I have that right? I mean, that's something we can definitely look at. Farsane, as far as your salmon varieties niche, hiring a good illustrator to make a superior design might help dominate the niche right off the bat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As you can see from my my excellent design here, if I get back... So I have a few illustrators that work with me, a few designers. Let's go back to the salmon example if you guys are here for that. If I get a design of a fish or a salmon or different salmon, and I have those as PNGs, I can just upload them over here and I can create different shirts based on the asset I've already paid for. And I can reuse them over and over and over again for different designs, different layouts. So if you pay for something once from someone who knows what they're doing, and I realize that so many people want to do it themselves, but if you are not a graphic artist and you don't know what a good design is, which I feel like a lot of people out there do not know what a good design is, it pays dividends over and over again to get someone to do it for you. And then you can take the art that was created for you and use it however you want. So that's definitely a way. I mean, you spend, let's just say you spend $4, $10, $15, $20 on a few salmon drawings, right? And you're like, wow, I just spent $20 on salmon drawings. Like, what am I going to do with that? You could create probably like 25 different designs, and all of it inside the Merchant Former Designer, you just upload the salmon drawings, and all of a sudden your $20 is less than $1 design because you actually reused the asset that you bought. So really, really easy to use. Let's see. Sample bolt. Say I want to fit an image inside a box. If I scale them from the top, the bottom moves also. Yeah, well, it has to be like that because, Steve, otherwise the image will get all distorted, and then it will look really bad. And these download in 300 dpi, so you want to make sure that when they scale uniformly, that they actually look good when you upload them. So that's why. 1, 300 dpi, and 2, when you actually change a text, it's not just going to move from the bottom, it's going to move the entire thing at once, so that when you do upload it, it will look good. Alright guys, does anyone have any other questions? Otherwise, I am probably going to shoot off for now. One last time, if anyone is watching this and has not used Merchant Former, maybe you have and you still want to go in and use it for Q4, click the link above, completely free for a week, and you can actually rewatch this video and go through everything that I've gone through. You can use the Merchant Former. If you have some designs to upload tonight and you don't have this, you should get this immediately, and I promise you it will save you the most of your night, so that after you're uploading, you can actually go do whatever you want. But I think that's going to be all for today, so make sure to like this video, share it around, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you all watching. Thanks.